I've been at Google for a little over a year now, so in this video, I'm gonna kind of walk through my experience and what it's been like working at this big tech company. I gave an update at my 6-month mark, and things have changed a lot actually from the last time I gave an update on the channel. I'll start from the beginning. I am in the Google core organization on a team called OAuth Protocols and Runtime, and exactly how it sounds, I work on services that touch the OAuth 2 flow. So anywhere where you see like a sign in with Google button on a third-party website, the services that I work on touch that logic. It's definitely a cool team to work on, and there's a lot of impact. I joined the team because I had prior experience working with OAuth on the previous company that I worked at. I felt like it was a good transition going from my previous company to this team at Google, because I wasn't going into it, completely with no knowledge. I did get pretty lucky joining this team though, because I started not long after the hiring freeze started happening at Google. And this was before the layoffs, and I'll get to that. And had I waited longer to interview and choose a team during the team matching phase, I could have been stuck in limbo where I had an offer, but no team to join. And I know that's the case from various people that I've read on Blind had that same experience, where they did get an offer from Google, but they weren't able to actually team match with any teams because there was no headcount. Yeah, I feel like I joined at a pretty good time, and I was pretty lucky to get in when I did. One thing that is different from the update I gave 6 months ago was the workload has increased a lot over the past few months at Google, at least on the team I'm on. I'm still putting in, 40 hours a week, but they're really, really full days now. There are some days when I don't take as many breaks, and that wasn't how it was like when I first joined. And I think it just comes with the territory of becoming more knowledgeable, of the services, tech stack, the processes that you work on throughout the time that you're there. You just start becoming more comfortable. So naturally you'll be given more work. At this point, I've been given, a lot more responsibility. I have multiple projects that I'm working on at once, which was not the case when I first joined, obviously, because I was so new. I've been on the team long enough now to where it's expected of me to be able to deliver on things without so much help. And that comes with the territory of having more projects assigned to me. And all of these projects that are happening simultaneously, this doesn't even include like random bugs or tasks that are assigned to me as well. So my plate is definitely pretty full. Another thing that's changed from the last time I gave an update is that if you've been on the team long enough, like I have, you're added to an internal rotation. And this rotation is only during work hours, but essentially you're responsible for answering OAuth related questions only internally to other Googlers. So you can think about it like if you were to go on Stack Overflow and ask questions, you can do that internally at Google as well, and other Googlers will answer, those questions. I'm put on this rotation every few weeks where I'll have to go and answer different questions that other Googlers have internally. What I've come to find from doing this is that it eats up a lot of time during the week. Sometimes 50% of my week when I'm on this rotation is just answering these questions. And this is all on top of the normal projects that I'm supposed to be delivering on. So needless to say, it has definitely gotten a lot more stressful from the 6-month mark to now. It just involves a ton of context switching. Since I'm working on so many different projects at once and different bugs are assigned to me randomly, it requires me to constantly be working on multiple tasks at once. And, this isn't like a foreign concept to me. I've worked previous jobs as well where I had to context switch, but I have never had to context switch to this level. That's something I definitely had to adjust to, and I'm starting to get better at it. Another thing that has happened from the last time I gave an update was the crazy amount of layoffs that happened at Google, which was super scary to go through, honestly. I was worried about my job security at one point. Not because my manager said that anything was going to happen, but just, when you see people around you being let go, it's not a good feeling. The one thing that did give me peace of mind though, is that I know I'm on an important team. And the reason I think that is because, OAuth is something millions and millions of people use through Google every day. Fortunately, the services that I work on directly affect that. So that's one thing that has put my mind at ease, but still it's not a good feeling knowing that, Google laid off like 10,000 people, which that's insane. I feel like I am entrenching myself to be a core member of the team that knows a lot about some of the legacy services. That is good for job security, at least. When you're one of the few people that understand how a system works, that makes you useful. That makes you necessary for them to keep. That's one thing that is helping me still be able to, have a good output and still feel motivated even during all of these layoffs. Overall, Google has been just a lot more work and it's honestly not something I expected. Hearing how people talked about Google before joining was that it was a place where you can coast and not do a whole lot. And that 100% has not been my experience. And I'm sure that's definitely team dependent. I wouldn't mind to work less, but that's just not the reality that I'm in right now. One cool thing about the team I'm on though is that I am fully remote and I have the option to go on a work trip up to the Mountain View location every quarter, 4 times a year. And so I will be going up to Mountain View at the end of July for 1 week, and Google pays for, my flight. They pay for a 1-bedroom apartment, a rental car, all of my food. And it's pretty much just a free trip where I'll just be working in the office, doing the same thing I normally do remotely, except I'll just be in the office and hanging out with my coworkers. Overall, it's been a good first year at Google. It's definitely more work than I expected, but I'm also being paid a lot more than what I was my last job. So it's definitely worth the extra hours. I know I haven't posted in a while. Work has definitely caused me to burn out a little bit. Work is leveling out, so I will be posting more. I'm also working on several more algorithm courses from my website, Algos with Michael. You can use the discount code YouTube20 to get 20% off on everything I offer on the website. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.